Let's continue with part 2 of our terrain project, where we'll add some detail to some of these segments and see if we can create some custom pieces like a cliff or a smaller, more detailed mountain. First, we'll need to change how we selected our object so that we can make changes. I'm going to click away and just double click. There we are. Now I can click on the Add Detail button, and I think I'll put a cliff over here on this side of my lake. And I'll click. You can click in the middle of a space and draw that up. You can click on a line and create some more detail, or you can click on a corner point and create more detail. Now I also should be able to use the tool we've used before, which is a move tool, and just grab a line or a point and pull it forward. And that's what I'm going to do to make a cliff here. So with that done, what would I do to make a waterfall? I would think all I would need to do is grab that point and make it so that it leans outward, then have some kind of a depression leading up to that. So make some detail in your drawing, and we'll see what it's going to take to smooth this over. I think I'll put some rocks here in a ridge. Just make it look really quite bumpy. I don't want to get too carried away. I don't want the math to get too detailed, because that'll slow down my drawing. Whoops. There we go. That looks better. Let's check my cliffs here. I think this might have been a little too creative. Well, that's not bad. Okay, let's smooth this over so it's not so faceted. And to do that, we want to select just our terrain. So I'm going to triple click it and make sure our water terrain or water plane hasn't been selected, and it's not. If it was, I would just use the Shift key and deselect it. So now with this selected, I can go to Tools and open up the Soften, or if I right click, I should be able to find the Soften Smooth Edges. If I click that, it'll show up in my default tray, and there it is. Okay, I've turned on both smooth normals and soften coplanar, and as I slide this, I can see the lines disappear. Now sometimes you want all of the lines to disappear, but because I actually want some edges, I'm going to leave it a little bit. So I think right there, and I'll take a look and see mostly my cliffs, how they look. Not too bad. Okay, so that's smooth enough for me. Now I can add some texture. I'll click the bucket, open the tray, and see if I can find some grass. Okay, I see landscaping, fencing, vegetation. There's some grass. I'll pour that everywhere. and maybe go to 3D Warehouse and get some trees and bushes and put around my lake. There we are. Okay, so I think we're done with this example of creating terrain with water. And that's it for part 2 of how to make terrain.